Lindsey Vonn awards thousands in scholarships to Summit County's brightest young athletes. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. 4 Summit County locals are getting a little love from the Lindsey Vonn Foundation. Youth athletes Viola and Opal Koning, Faith McMahon, and Abigail Shearholtz received up to $5,000 each to pursue mountain biking, dance, and Nordic skiing. The Summit Daily reports those funds can be used for sport camps and club fees, including dues for Summit Nordic Ski Club and bike camps. Congrats to Faith, Abigail, and the Koning sisters. The Colorado legislature just committed $2.3 billion to transportation over the next 20 years, and it could have major impacts on the I-70 corridor if voters approve the measure. The Denver Post reports the state will spend $645 million on projects in the next 2 years if approved, with a focus on state highways. No details on what those projects include yet. There is also 15% of total funds set aside for bike lanes and mass transit. The bond proposal goes to vote in 2019 and comes with up to $3.25 billion in debt to repay the bonds. An Aspen man is getting 2 years probation for setting a garage on fire after his roommates drew lewd pictures on his face. This from the Aspen Times. The 25-year-old pleaded guilty to arson in exchange for probation. He was facing felony charges and jail time for the January fire in Snowmass when he woke to a face full of felt-tip marker drawings and sparked the garage fire before leaving. The 22-year-old son of Denver Mayor Michael Hancock is making national news for a traffic stop when he cursed out a police officer and threatened to get him fired, saying, "My dad's the mayor." Channel 7 News showed a leaked video of Hancock's son confronting the officer after he was pulled over for speeding, and now Aurora police are trying to discover how that video ended up in a reporter's hands. Officials say the video was internal and not approved for release. The mayor was recently in the news for a sexual harassment settlement with a Denver police officer, and his son was tied to a gang-related shooting in 2014 in Fort Collins. If you're heading on the river today, flows are 1,000 CFS on the Arkansas River at Granite and 3,050 CFS on the Colorado River near Dotsero. The Eagle River is at 1,100 CFS in Avon and 1,360 at Wolcott. The Blue River now is running at 160 CFS above Dillon Reservoir and 101 CFS below the dam, while 10 Mile Creek is 100 points higher than average at about 230 CFS. The third and final Vail Rec District short track mountain bike race is today at Miller Ranch in Edwards. Cost is $15 for adults and $5 for kids at that afternoon race. In sports, the Rockies beat the Angels last night 4-2, extending their win streak to 6 games. The Rockies and Angels play again today at 1:10 p.m. And in local sports, Summit High Baseball lost both games to Steamboat Springs yesterday, 4-6 and 8-14. The Tigers end their season at 9-10 overall and 5th in the Western Slope League. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.